From the great state of Texas, this is the latest episode of the ETX ROCKS Show. Nestled in the piney woods of East Texas, the ETX ROCKS Show delivers the stories and songs of talented artists of all genres, all styles, from the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond. We bring a passion for music and a drive to go behind the curtain with our guests. We focus on all artists, from LA to New York, Nashville down to Texas, and everywhere in between. ETX is our location, not a limitation. Now, as always, it's viewers and listeners like you out there that are our biggest support for the show. If you want to contribute to the show, please do so by donating to www.paypal.me/ETXRocks, and thank you for tuning in. Wherever you're tuned in, please hit the like, follow, and or subscribe buttons. And now, for another great episode of ETX ROCKS. Hey guys, Boston Chris here with Songbirds and Troubadours, episode number 9, and where we focus on the songwriter. We feature songwriters here on this show, presented by the ETX ROCKS Show. So every single Wednesday we feature 2 songwriters from somewhere in Texas or just outside Texas and beyond. And this week we have some guys that have traveled a little bit of distance to be here with us, and we really appreciate that, of course. We have Nick Sterling from Salado, Texas, and Justin Merritt from Manny, Louisiana. And Nick was actually a last second replacement. And funny thing is him and I just became Facebook friends probably, maybe 2 or 3 hours before I put out that post about needing someone for tonight. And
had to be.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. Someone new. And, people out there who are following along with our journey, I really love finding new music. So it was really cool to meet you and learn more about you. So tell us, first of all, where you're from and a little bit about your musical journey.
Yeah, I live in Salado, Texas right now. I actually grew up in Hawaii. I was an Air Force brat.
Okay.
I joined the Army right out of high school.
Well, thank you for your service.
My pleasure. And after the military, I moved to Texas, went to school, met my wife, moved around the country a bit, and eventually settled back in here about 5-6 years ago. And then just something hit me a couple years ago. We played music all the time, played with my wife, and she always said, you should probably do something with that music. I was like, no. So I kept working.
Did she know what she was getting into?
Not at all. she can't get me to shut up now. She tells me all the time, keep it down. We got our baby, so it's all the time I got to make sure and keep it down, and she lets me know.
Right.
But it's a great time. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better life now from what I was doing to what I'm doing now. It's still a lot of traveling, but doing something you absolutely love doing, you're passionate doing, and something that my son is going to get to grow up watching me pursue something I love. I mean, there's nothing better than that.
I think that's important for the young ones too, to know that their parents are following their dreams.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest thing you can teach a youngster, I think.
Absolutely.
Very cool. I appreciate you being here, Nick.
Yeah.
So Justin, same question, man. Where are you from, and tell us a little bit about your journey in music.
I'm from Manny, Louisiana. It's right on the Texas state border. I've been there all my life. I still live there. Probably never leave. But, I don't know where my journey's brought me. We've been doing this for about 9 years now, doing original music, cover stuff too. But it's all started whenever I sing with Stony Rue, Cody Canada, Randy Rogers, and Mickey and the Motor Cars on one bill, and I had no idea who they were, and kind of opened my eyes to the Americana. Red Dirt.
What a great lineup.
Yeah, in Lufkin, Texas, in the middle of a livestock rodeo arena. It was really cool.
That's a good one to go to for your first experience.
Right, and the funny thing about it is I didn't like country then, so that kind of brought me to that point. I was really into rock, really into metal. I heard country all my life and didn't care for it until I found that and found the experience of what real music is.
Right.
And it opened my eyes. I can barely stand and listen to the radio right now.
I don't blame you there.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all, and our listeners know that.
Yeah.
The radio is typically not on in our car. Usually it's a CD from artists that we've met and know, like y'all. Yeah. So we have actually got 2 new CDs now for our road trips, which we're really excited about. And you guys, this show is all about the songwriter. One of the most unheralded arms of the music industry, I might add. I think songwriters are very underappreciated nowadays. And that's kind of the focus of this show. And so the way this show works, guys, is this is just going to be a song swap show where each one of these guys will swap songs throughout the evening. You'll end up with 12 original songs from these guys, 6 each. And then in the middle of the show, you guys will get a question swap between Justin and Nick, which is always a lot of fun. And we just never know where those question swaps are going to go. Sometimes they can be really, really educational. Sometimes they're entertaining. Heather Little, I'm looking at you. But you just never know. And if you're a venue out there or a fan that wants to know more about Justin and Nick, tune into the end of the show where we will talk about their promo stuff, where you can find them on social media and where you can buy their music. Very, very important. If you're a venue, you'll want to tune into that part of it as well, because you'll get your contact information for both Nick and Justin at the end. So without any further ado, guys, original music from Nick Sterling and Justin Merritt. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Frankie Lee. Thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
This song's called Why You Looking So Fine. There's not a whole lot of meaning behind it. It's just kind of a feel-good song that I wrote about my wife. Here we go. Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine? Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine? Shaking that shoe, drinking that wine. Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine? Hey sweet baby, why you dancing that way? Hey sweet baby, why you dancing that way? Trying to make me court you, trying to make me stay. Hey sweet baby, why you dancing that way? It's gonna be a long night, oh, underneath the neon light. And I'll tangle up and feel so high. Must have been that my dear, oh, that brought us here. Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine? Oh hey sweet baby, may I have this dance? Hey sweet baby, may I have this dance? Well, I'm rough around the edges, so give me a chance. Hey sweet baby, may I have this dance? Because it's gonna be a long night, oh, underneath the neon lights. And I'm tangled up and feel so high. It must have been that my dear, oh, brought us here. Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine? Looking your best, on the floor, hair and mess so fine. So listen to me, you're lonely. Why you look so fine? It's gonna be a long night, oh, underneath the neon lights. And I'm tangled up and feeling so high. Must have been that my dear, oh, brought us here. Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine? Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine? Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine? Oh, hey sweet baby, you looking so fine. Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine? Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine? I can't help myself, gotta make you mine. Hey sweet baby, why you looking so fine?
Outstanding. Good stuff. How long have you been married?
4 years.
Nice. We're about there 3 years this
Oh,
year.
really?
Yeah.
Same situation.
Yeah, I know. He's got a 8-month-old baby, and I got a 10-month-old. Right, we're finding our way through that. I guess.
Yeah.
Figuring out.
And guess what? About a month after we had Sawyer, our baby, started building a house.
Yeah.
And I'm still not done with
Man, I get that. It's a whole bunch going on. Do you travel a lot?
it. Now, right now, I haven't been because I've been building the house. And
I get you.
down.
Mm-hmm. Man. It's rough. Hopefully keep on moving here soon. We're already talking about more kids, so I'm like, man, I might be playing next door for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Can't afford to go anywhere. But yeah, all right. So yeah, this is the lead track off my album. It's called Clear the Path. I kind of wrote this. I'm still a graduate student at Texas State down in San Marcos, and anyone who goes to Texas State University knows that you're going to wait at a train about 3 times a day. And so I wrote this, wait for the train to go by, which I wasn't happy about myself because I always said I'm never going to write a song about a train.
But you have to.
But I had to right then. So this one's called Clear the Path. Steel into barren lands, burning my back, tearing my hands, building this as far as it will go. Taking my legs, breaking me down, bleeding all over these outcast sounds. I won't stop until we're free. And I won't be bound. I'll drive this train in flames right into building up from the engine behind. Just keep laying these rails and we'll be just fine, cause we're gaining steam with every tie and pull. Mountains ahead, storms above, no time for detours or giving up. Throttle down and plow straight through like we're born to high. I won't be bound, I'll drive this train in flames right into the ground. And I won't hold back, I'll leave it all laid out right here on these tracks. I'll clear the path. Drive this train in flames right into the ground. And I won't hold back, I'll leave it all laid out right here on these tracks. I'll clear the path. I'll clear the path.
Again, you have a very strong voice.
Thanks, man. My wife just calls me loud, so
Is that what
I
it is?
appreciate the compliment.
No, strong. Tell her I said it was strong. Tell her I said she was wrong. This song is it's called The Long Way. It was co-wrote with a guy by the name of Tobin Jagno. He plays in a band called After Hours around the area. They come out to East Texas quite a bit. And we sitting there talking one night. We had a little songwriting session, and could never come up with anything. We threw ideas back and forth with each other, and nothing ever clicked. And I forgot who said it. Somebody said, "Man, it just seems like every time we do something, we just take the long way." And it just kind of clicked from there, you know. We can relate to that a lot in the music because sometimes you do feel like you're going about it the long way every freaking time. I mean, you can sit there and sing original music all day long, but nobody's going to listen to it until they're ready. It's really tough. You go out on the road, and this guy, I'm sure you can sing Dinosaur and everybody wants to holler and hoop, and then you sing, what was the song called?
Clear the path.
Yeah, sometimes they just don't like it, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's the same thing. It's very frustrating, you know, because you spend a lot of time thinking about the stuff that you're writing, and if it's not on the radio, sometimes it just don't stick. Hopefully this will one day. This is called The Long Way. Took the long way all my life. I've been told it's the wrong way, but to me it feels alright. I count my blessings, and each and every time believe these words I feel and try to change your mind. 'Cause it's a long way keeps me going, and it's the long way that brings me home, and it's the long way, and I know it, but I'll take the long way, leaving in a song. Smoky bar, it's a neon light, it's a long drive home at 3 a.m. at night, and it's a heavy heart, it's a girl at home, it's 100 miles away, anywhere I belong, and I'll take the long way, 'cause it keeps me going, and I'll take the long way, 'cause it brings me home, and I'll take the long way, and I know it, and I'll take the long way, leaving in a song. Strings and lines and marquee signs might cost me everything, but I'll take the long way. And I'll take the long way, 'cause it keeps me going. And I'll take the long way, 'cause it brings me home. And I'll take the long way, and I know it. I'll take the long way, leaving in a song. Oh, I'll take the long way, leaving in a song.
Nice.
Thank you.
I like that. I like the premise of that too. Makes a lot of sense for
Yeah.
everyone doing it, man. But
Yeah, that night you play for that one person looking at you and the rest of them are at the bar.
I mean, we play those 3 and 4 hour sets, and I like, it's feels good when someone says, try to change up your covers, do them a little different, a little more in your realm, and you get compliment on it, and that's cool. But it's nothing like when someone actually hears one of your songs and wants to say something like compliment it. It's like, oh, somebody was listening and actually like something that I put a lot into.
That's right.
You don't get a lot of that.
My old drummer used to tell me, he said, if we're having a bad set, nobody's paying attention, he said, all you gotta do is find one person.
Yeah,
and
that's
just
right.
sing to them all night long. And I've done that many times.
Yeah,
many times.
That's true, man. I get you there. I mean, it's better. I don't think there are any shortcuts in this business either, and if there are, they're usually too good to be true. But it's
money helps.
Yeah, that's true.
It helps.
I guess you can make it so there are other ways, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, what's the point if it isn't hard? If it was easy, everyone could do it. And then where's the specialness of it when you finally hit a point in your career where you realize, well, I'm doing something right. I'm starting to make it somewhere.
On your own.
Yeah, exactly. That's important.
Yeah.
This next song I wrote for my wife a couple years back. It was my last time overseas. I was doing some private work in Africa, and we always wrote letters in the military or whatever you were doing overseas, private or for the government, for the military. You always wrote letters home in case you didn't come home. Everyone had those kind of death letters. And so I always had one to my wife, and I decided to turn it into a song because I'm just one sad SOB. So my wife doesn't have any happy songs. Just maybe she's not writing her happier songs. Maybe she'd like it more, but no. So that's what this kind of everything that I wanted to tell her in case something happened to me. It's called Texas Moonlight. There's a warm wind blowing out west through the hills. Hope you feel it before morning. Hope you don't get the chills. I don't know how else to tell you I'm not coming back, but you'll find me at night in the Texas moonlight. I don't know where I'm going, but I've loved where I've been. Every day with you's a blessing. You're my angel heaven sent. This is gonna be hard, but you know where I'll be. Yeah, you'll find me at night in the Texas moonlight. Find your way through the darkness. You've always been my strength. No matter how many times I left, you loved me like I was a saint. This all may never be clear, but I promise I'll always be here. 'Cause you'll find me at night in the Texas moonlight. Yeah, you'll find me at night in the Texas moonlight.
That was awesome.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That was awesome. I bet your wife gets mad when somebody asks her if you ever wrote her a song, man.
Yeah, I know, man. Well, it's funny. We wrote that. I wrote that, and I showed it to her after. I just got it in my head to do it. And I went upstairs and came down like 5 minutes later with it. And I was like, I'll probably never play this again.
Mm-hmm.
And then all our friends and people that came to shows just love that song the most. And so now it's on the album, and it's just everywhere for everybody to hear. And it's kind of funny hearing that, something I never intended.
Right.
Even after a song, I never intended for anyone to hear that. So
Funny
it's
how
interesting.
people do like the sad songs, you know.
Yeah, I think so.
But that was a very good song.
Thank you.
On a lighter note on this one's
Yeah, thank you.
pretty much. I wrote this, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and I don't know if you ever listened to my music. I stopped listening to yours. He told me the other night who I was actually playing with, and it's like, please let him not be good. Please let him not be good. And I started listening. I was like, God, I clicked it off. It's like, he's so freaking good. But no, this song, I don't have many fun songs, you know, like the ones where everybody's like, yeah, with a beer in their hand.
I'll jam you a bit on Spotify on the way up here.
Oh,
Let's listen a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty depressing for the most part.
I'm right there with you, man.
So I wrote this song. This is my attempt to write one of those feel-good songs.
Gotcha.
It's called "I Might Get Drunk." Well, I woke up this morning feeling low. Well, the truck won't crank, the tractor won't load. Seems nothing ain't gonna go my way. Well, I think I might get drunk today. Yeah, the chickens are fed and the cows content, and all the work's been done, can't bend no fence. There's food on the table, the bills are paid. Yeah, I think I might get drunk today. Yeah, so raise your glasses if you got 'em. Gonna see if I can reach the bottom of that bottle that's been sitting on the shelf for way too long. Yeah, today's just as good as any. The tie one on and drown my troubles away. Yeah, I think I might get drunk today. Well, it's hard enough getting by, and when the stakes are low and the lows are highs, this peace I find just a bottle away. Well, I think I might get drunk today. So raise your glasses if you got 'em. I'm gonna see if I can reach the bottom of that bottle that's been sitting on the shelf for way too long. Yeah, today's just as good as any. The tie one on and drown my troubles away. Yeah, I think I might get drunk today. So raise your glasses if you got 'em. I'm gonna see if I can reach the bottom of that bottle that's been sitting on the shelf for way too long. Yeah, today's just as good as any. The tie one on and drown my troubles away. Yeah, I think I might get drunk today.
Nice. I like that a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely upbeat. Well, I can't do that.
There's not really a
I'm
lot
not sure
to
how
say
to-
about the song. It's
Speak
just
for
what it
yourself.
is.
So this next song is actually the song we just pushed to radio. It's called Blood in the Water. I wrote this kind of about a lot of the songs that I've been writing lately and on the album are really from my point of view. This one I wrote kind of from my buddy's point of view, kind of watching them overseas as their marriages are falling apart, kind of, you know, only talking to your loved ones once a month for 5 minutes, you know, for a whole year and a half can wear on you, and kind of watching them go through the struggles of long distance relationship and marriage from that far apart and being in danger and things and the stresses it puts on them, and kind of how when it's over it's tough to say, hey, this is probably not working out now. When you're that far away with a 5-minute phone call, it's tough to kind of get that, but you can always sense it kind of going down. So that's what this one's called, Blood in the Water. Love's not an ocean, it's a river. Flows both ways as you get older. But the older we get, the more you tell me how it's gonna flow. And the harder you push, the further that I feel from home. I hear you breathe, I feel your heart. It's taking a toll. This time we're apart. I know you can't tell, but you're making it harder. 'Cause even from miles away, I can smell the blood in the water. Lake so still on the surface, current runs deep, it'll drag you down. This catch and release is hell on the heart. I tell you how I feel, but I don't know where to start. I hear you breathe, I feel your heart. It's taking a toll. This time we're apart. I know you can't tell, but you're making it harder. 'Cause even from miles away, I can smell the blood in the water. I hear you breathe, I feel your heart. It's taking a toll. This time we're apart. I know you can't tell, but you're making it harder. 'Cause even from miles away, I can smell the blood in the water. Blood in the water.
Very good.
Thanks,
Very
man.
good. It's a different take on things.
Yeah. That was pretty much the gist of a deployment, is going out fighting and then coming back and dealing with
Yeah.
loved ones. It's tough on everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
even though,
Over a year's worth of downtime.
yeah, kind of having to, got to give it to a lot of the wives and the families at home, because you don't think about it when you're over there, then you get back and realize, man, they're going through this too, and it's tough on everybody.
Yep, I can understand. To a certain degree.
All right, Boston Chris back, and you guys have been listening to live original music from Justin Merritt and Nick Sterling. And we're going to get right into the question swap that we talked about in the intro of the show. And basically the way this is going to work, it's going to be just like the song swap, except with questions they're going to ask each other in the same order. So it'll be Justin, then Nick, then Justin, then Nick, and they can ask each other whatever they want. And so this could be very interesting and exciting. So you guys don't go anywhere. Question swap's coming right up.
So, Nick, I know how I write songs, but I mean, how do you write them? How do you start off? I mean, do you have a certain way that you do it, or it just kind of comes to you? Or
Poorly and sporadically.
Poorly?
Sporadically. Just, I mean, I wrote, I think, Blood in the Water, literally it was like 3 in the morning, woke up, just I gotta just put this on paper. And usually I'll wake up and I've got voice notes on my phone and I'll have things, but sometimes I get something that I just have to get a song done now. And I'll do that sometimes. But a lot of it, it's different, because songwriting is, I've heard of a lot of different ways to do it, and a lot of people change what they do, especially you learn a lot doing co-writing, learning how other people, being able to do that. I mean, a lot of mine, the lyrics come after I hear the music, so I'll think of a lick or I'll think of something on the guitar and something that really kind of speaks to me a little bit emotionally, even if 3 chords could do that. And and then I kind of get something out of there. It starts with one word, and then after that, just something gets into my head, a moment in time from my past, and then I just find a way, it just kind of floods out of me at that point. Whether it's good or not is another story, but at least I got it all out there, and then from there I can kind of formulate. And I do a lot where I'll write 10 songs, and they're just, well, I don't like any 10 of these, but then I can piece together similarities, because you'll write songs all the time that are similar in topics, so you just kind of take it together and put it there. But songwriting is, I don't think it's ever something you're gonna master. There's a quote I've got on my wall that I really like. It's a celloist from after World War II. He was like 80 years old, and someone interviewed him and said, "Why are you still practicing? Like, he's one of the best celloists in the world." He's like, "Well, after 70 years, I think I'm finally starting to make some progress."
Yeah.
I think that's how it is in all music, especially songwriting. It's staying humble and realizing you can do this forever and still learn something.
Oh yeah. Staying humble, though, is a big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So similarity you and I have. So how is it? What have you learned being married and playing on the road like that? I like that song you wrote about that kind of. There's a lot of trust factor that comes in, and now with a baby and where you see envisioning yourself having a baby at home growing up, and you're out playing music. Kind of, how have you adapted to that?
Well, I haven't yet, because we're still in the phases of me not playing right now because of the house, building a house. But so far, the way that it's worked is my wife knew who I was before she married me. I've been playing music for a long time. She knows how important it is to me. I have to give my time to her, of course, but she trusts me, and sometimes you got to remind them, it's very. Sometimes you get lost in your own little world sometimes, and it's very important as far as for me and my wife's relationship, for me to communicate and just respect her time as well as what I'm doing. And that's the biggest thing I got to get through my head is, respect her time, let her know what's going on. And that's has seemed to work so far, and but it's still, we're working on it. Every time you play a gig and get further away, it's hard. It's not easy, especially with a kid. But
that's rough.
Yeah.
The kids, it kind of puts a lot in perspective how much I hate. You hate being away from homes. You don't want to be away from them ever.
Yeah, especially in the early stages of the kid, because you miss so much.
Every day there's something new. They're growing, and I mean, I get it. I was in Las Vegas for a gig in January, and of course that's when he decided to start army crawling, and I missed it. I was like, of course. They're waiting for 2 months for this. Right. The day I leave. But I get you, man. It's something to get used to. Especially my wife too, is biggest things. She's a stay-at-home mom now, and I'm home. Is trying to remember that this is my work time when I'm home. It seems like we're home, but then I gotta remember too, she's working too. She's got a lot to do with the baby. It's a full-time job. I was a stay-at-home dad for 2 months after he was born. She went back to work, and I got so much respect for
So
her.
it's a
'cause
lot,
I
it's a
was
lot
losing
more to
my-
it than what you think. Yeah.
I was losing my mind
Yeah.
with him. There's actually in my rough cuts, there's a creaking because I was rocking him to sleep while I was playing the rough cuts for Dave,
Okay.
and that was my life for a little bit. But
That's pretty cool.
that's
Did y'all add some of that to it?
I wish I did. Man. There's a lot to it. In the music video for Blood in the Water, he was there in the brewery, and the very beginning of the video, if you listen to it, you hear in the back like ah, because he's in there, and we just left it. We're like, no, that's part of our music now.
Right.
It's part of our life. But
That's it.
man,
But let me see. I know my worst mistake, but you ever had a really, really embarrassing moment on stage that was totally your fault? Nobody else could have the finger pointed at them besides you. And what was
every
it?
single day, every time I get on stage, I mean, today was a miracle. I didn't forget any lyrics. I forget my own lyrics probably every single show. And I got one of the times I got blown up, we got hit, and it got hit right in the face with my machine gun. Just blew my truck in half. It was terrible. It just knocked me clean out. So I mean, I'm got on my limbs, so it's a good day. I made it out, but I've got like TBI issues now where I can't remember my own. Like it's rough. So it's why I practice a lot. You got to get it in there, but I guarantee you I'll forget my lyrics. At my biggest show, I will forget my own lyrics. I did it. I had a show last week and been getting ready for it. We played Cheatham Street with John Bowman. I'm like, I'm ready for this. I've been practicing. Like 3 of the songs, I forgot my own lyrics, and it's a good thing nobody knows me yet because they don't know it was wrong.
I mean,
But,
you just cover it up, just kind of mumble something, put something in there.
And I think that's just gonna be the way it is for probably my career. Just a terrible thing for a musician to bad thing to have because it makes you seem. Because I'm not gonna go out on stage every time and be like, bear with me.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with some memory problems. Like, so it's gonna make you look unprepared. But it's just about kind of moving through that, you know, and I think I'll deal with it as time goes, but it's that's definitely, I do quite a bit, and people don't notice that, but when I play covers, like God forbid I do a George Strait song, forget the damn lyrics, I have stuff thrown at me. So.
Yeah, as long as you're singing your own stuff, you can kind of fake your way through
But
it.
when you're doing well-known covers, I'm doing some Randy or George or something, I mess that up, that'll make some people mad out there.
Right.
So, but that's probably, I haven't had too much other than that, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Oh,
ahead and tell you my one time. Let's see, I'm a real big eye cutter. Whenever something goes wrong on stage, automatically I cut eyes, to see who's going, who's hitting the wrong note and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember one particular show. It was my own freaking song, the All in Due Time.
Mm-hmm.
And I start the song out, and then everybody kicks in. Well, as soon as everybody kicked in, it just sounded like this awful mess.
Mm.
And I'm cutting eyes. I'm cutting my bass player, cutting my guitar player, and bass player's looking at me like, what do you look at me for?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I look down, and my capo's on my 2nd fret.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be on my 3rd, and I'm like, oh my God. So I just kind of stopped playing and put it down and just kind of fall into it. It's terrible.
That's good. I could see that. I played it was the first time I opened for John. My guitar was cutting out, and there was a little misconnection. It went off. I looked at the sound guy, and he was like, "It's not me." I'm looking at it, and it's cutting out. So it's not one of those where it's like that's weird. He's kind of palm muting a bit. No, it's like, so it's obvious something's going wrong. And so I looked at it, and I'm the only person on stage, so I looked at it, I was like, nah, it's me, and I started banging on it, and then it just came back, and it was on that last song that just getting started, so it was like a acapella and stop it, so while I'm singing, I'm sitting there just banging on it, and some people said, I didn't even notice, I thought you were just getting into it.
They're like the Fonz on stage.
Yeah, exactly. Man, that's the old Army way, man, you just kick it till it works.
Yeah.
It'll go, man. So I'll give you the things I'm always interested in learning. Kind of what's your songwriting? How do you find, but how have you developed? Because you've been playing for a few years longer than me now. How have you developed kind of learning how to write songs?
Very slowly. Used to, I tried to force songs. Wrote lots of songs, and I ended up getting very, very bad results. I say very bad, just not as good results.
Mm-hmm.
I've started here lately. Normally I had a lot of me involved in songs. I wrote from my point of view, and now I co-wrote with somebody on an album, and it really kind of got me into writing about somebody else's perspective. And ever since I did that, it drew me in, and I listened to Untitled Troubadours a lot. And the way that they write music is kind of where I'm wanting to go. I'm wanting to really experience and get involved with like stories, or like a particular story that anybody has, you know, because you can play on other people's ideas, and especially stories, because there's so many different characteristics that you can explain in songs. It's a person that you never really thought, and whenever you just said he did this, well, you know, you can actually elaborate a whole lot more on it and really paint a picture, which is, I think, is the telltales of a true songwriter, that can actually, as you're singing, you know, you actually see what's going on. It might not be what they were thinking, but it's so general, but so deep and specific that it can fit anybody's perspective.
It's really kind of developing an image for them to see.
That's where I'm focused.
That's good.
The way that I write it's really no rhyme or reason. I have to have music first, of course, and then a good story, and then I just go from there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I got buddies that write it down, then put it to music, and I have no idea how to do that yet. And that's just beyond me. But I mean, people do, and I gotta learn different ways, because you never know what can come out of it. But I love those stories that, like, Evan Felker and Shane Smith, these guys really write imagery, and I'm still learning to do that, because I love my listening room shows. I get to tell the stories behind the song, because sometimes some of my songs don't have that to it yet, to where sometimes it needs a little bit of backstory, which just kind of shows my little bit of amateur. You know, I got to get back. I got to move that direction to where the song can speak for itself, standing alone. And I really like guys that do that. I look up to those songwriters a lot. Is where I kind of want to go to.
That's my journey, and I think it's working out pretty good so far.
I like the stuff, man. I like that a lot.
All right, so that was Question Swap with Nick Sterling and Justin Merritt. Again, another very interesting question swap. It's always cool to hear what's the mindset for a songwriter, because everybody is so different. Everybody has their own unique set of influences and their own way that works individually for them. And so without further ado, we're going to have more live original music from Nick Sterling and Justin Merritt right after this message. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, this is Mandy Powell. Thank you for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
This song right here is the self-titled off our second album. It's called All in Due Time. It's basically a shortcoming of what he was talking about. You know, it's just basically being, gone playing music. You know, your wife home. I'm sure you know what that's like. Sometimes it's rough. It's hard, and it's great that we have women that'll let us do that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man.
They trust us. So this is All in Due Time. I know you're feeling a little worried and alone. A simple phone call at night will bring me home. Man, I know you think I'm leaving, but darling, don't you stop believing in yours and yours alone. It feels like I've been gone too long. I can't wait to be your man, and I can't wait to take your hand and walk through life side by side and steal your heart. And there's no way that I'd be willing to walk away from these feelings, and there's no rush, it's just a small test in our time. And it's all in time. It's all in due time. And I know sometimes that I get angry and close down. Forget all the world and shutting down everything around. Well, I know you think I'm leaving,
take your hand and walk through life side by side and steal your heart. And there's no way that I'd be willing to walk away from these feelings. And there's no rush, it's just a small step in our life. And it's all in due time. Now don't you worry. Life's along this road, it's a long but sure ride. Take you anywhere you wanna go. Oh, where do you wanna go? I can't wait to be your man, and I can't wait to take your hand and walk through life side by side and steal your heart. And there's no way that I'd be willing to walk away from these feelings. There's no rush, it's just a small step in our life. And it's all in due time. Baby, all in due time. Baby, all in due time.
I like that.
Thank you.
That's good. That's right, man. It's tough on that being away playing music, man. I think it was probably Randy. I think he said he doesn't get paid to play music. He gets paid to be away from home, away from his family.
Right.
That's the way I try to look at it, because I don't want to be away. I want to play music. I want get my music out there, but not one bit of me wants to be away from
Wish
home.
I could have a concert at my house every single night.
Right?
I get paid for it.
Oh, I've got a little brewery that's just been awesome to me. Let me do my music videos there about a block from my house. And so I'll book there every chance I get, just because I like being home. Get to be home early, play for friends and family, and
That's
I get
right.
to be home. And sometimes those are just as good as shows as when I go play great venues away from home. So
Sometimes they're better.
yeah, exactly. Here's another sad song. They're all sad from here
It's a
on out. so
trending
just
theme
buckle in,
tonight.
man. It's good. Well, that's what people always say. Man, you got some sad songs. Like, I'm a generally happy person. Like, I've got some perspective on life that I know to be happy for the rest of my life. But all the places I pull the songs from are pretty sad places. So that's just the way the music ends up.
Country songs are supposed to be sad.
Yeah, exactly. So this was actually the first song I wrote when I started writing a couple years back. I wrote it. It was about a time overseas. We had a thing called ramp ceremonies, and in these ceremonies is when someone was killed, you would send them home. You'd send them on a C-130 or C-5, but you carry up their coffin. It's kind of like our way of burying them, essentially, because we weren't going to be able to be there for the funeral. So we would do that, and one night we lost 3 of my guys, and we were doing the ramp ceremony for them, and my buddy was coming back from leave. Now there were 3 guys that were there's outstanding dudes, and they were best friends since Afghanistan, and one of them was killed, and the other one was with us and my team, and then the other one's come back from leave, and he got off the plane and actually passed his buddy, his brother, on the way as we were carrying him on, and we had to tell him what happened because he had no idea what happened, because this was like that night. So it was probably broke my heart more than anything in my life, kind of watching that and having to explain that to him. And so this song's about those kind of ceremonies, and really I ended up writing a lot of conversations. A lot of my lyrics are words that have been said to me, or I've said to someone. So especially this song, I left this very raw on the album, and I didn't edit any words, I didn't change anything. I thought it should just be left as it is. So it's not my best written song, but it's more of a conversation that me and these guys had, because we had to go right back out, especially after losing guys. You got to go out and kick someone's ass, so you had to get right back out there. And these are kind of us trying to figure out what happened and just find a way to keep pushing on through such a devastating time. So it's called Simple. time, take it all. Just save your grieving for the fall. There's work to be done. And was it supposed to be this simple? The way I let you down. And is it supposed to be this simple? Letting you go now. Take a drive, take the night. Just leave your guilt and shame behind. And light up the sky. Don't look back, let him go. What you thinking, the heart he know. We'll see him soon. It was it supposed to be this simple? Way I let you down. And is it supposed to be this simple? Letting you go now. It was it supposed to be this simple? Way I let you down. And is it supposed to be this simple? Letting you go now. And is it supposed to be this simple? Laying you in the ground. And is it supposed to be this simple? Laying you in the ground.
That's a deep one there, man.
Yeah,
God.
sucks. It hurts sometimes, right? But it's
So
that's
that's
a
kind
lot
of
of good stuff.
that's
man.
kind of their way of closure, is y'all doing ceremony to.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we can get there. I think that's why a lot of guys never get a lot of closures. It's not really a
Yeah.
goodbye, and then you have a memorial, but it's just not the same. You're still in country. 'Cause it's supposed to be. It feels simple because then you go. It's kind of like, all right, bye, and then go back to work, and you're supposed to put it out of your mind. You have to. So just you never get that sense of grieving period. By the time you get back, you're just happy to be alive, and then you got a lot of that guilt because you're just happy to be there. And it's like,
Right.
well, I shouldn't be this happy. It's just kind of this whole thing. So this song's it's writing about it's hard to put into words exactly how it feels sometimes. So a lot of my songs I feel like I could put a little more into it, but it's not sure how to sometimes.
I think you did
but-
just right on that one, especially the chorus.
No, I
Simple,
appreciate
but
that. Yeah, it's simple. It's
I-
my 3 chords in the truth song. It's 3 chords the whole way through.
I
It's
can
the
see
first
every
song I
word
ever
that you said in that
Yeah.
song. It's really good.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
This song is weird. I feel like I'm talking to a camera for some reason. We were discussing, music in general, country music earlier, and I said, it's basically commercial music now has just become so scripted and so just where I can't even listen to it anymore. It's trash. It's like listening to a 5-year-old's lyrics, but maybe worse. And so my point is you know, all the true artists to me are under the radar. You know, like we were talking about Sean McConnell. I mean,
Yeah, real songwriters.
it just don't get any better than that. You know, so. You know, and this song is basically talking about, you know, where the Merle Haggards go, where the George Jones, where the Hank Williams Sr., the Johnny Cashes. You know, there's nobody that's going to stand the test of time. You know, it's just trash, instant, microwavable musicians is what I call them, or songwriters, singers, whatever, marketable people.
Yeah.
This is called "Sure Don't Make 'Em Like That No More."
With your slick back hair and your cowboy boots, long black suit and your prison blues. I guess you didn't have a thing to lose, you just gave them all you had. Yeah, you packed out the bars and sold out the shows, you kept every fan there on their toes. I guess you didn't have to sing a note, you just said it from your heart. And I sure don't make them like that no more, do they, honey? You're just an empty shell of a cowboy kid and it sure ain't funny. Oh, you're just a version of the truth, a rhinestone on a suit, baby. No, you sure don't make them like that no more. Well, you took this country over by storm, singing songs like cheating hard. I guess you didn't have to play the part, you just slid off in the blues. Oh, and the night you had your heart attack in the backseat of that Cadillac, a little piece of everyone died, but your legacy shines through. Yeah, I saw the light, I saw the light, and you sure don't make them like that no more, do they, honey? You're just an empty shell of a cowboy kid and it sure ain't funny. Oh, you're just a version of the truth, a rhinestone on a suit, baby. No, you sure don't make them like that no more, you sure don't make them like that no more. No, they sure don't make 'em like that no more, do they, honey? You're just an empty shell of a cowboy kid and it sure ain't funny. Oh, you're just a version of the truth, a rhinestone on a suit, baby. No, you sure don't make 'em like that no more, sure don't make 'em like that no more, sure don't make 'em like that no more. There's many a man that's traveled that road, yeah, but they've all fell aside on that lost highway. You know it's hard to walk the line.
Nice. I like that one a lot. I've heard a few songs kind of done off of that same premise, and
Yeah.
that's probably my favorite one that I've heard in that going that way.
Thank you very
For sure.
much.
It's a lot of. It had a kind of, it was a little softer, a little more folkiness country to it. Not
Yeah.
just, I think I've heard a lot of people do it and they tend to go more hardcore and into it more rockish, into it kind of really trying to drive the point home that
Right.
crap's changing, needs to go back kind of thing. That's a really good way to, I listened to that whole thing. I wanted to listen to it, so that's
Right.
cool.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It's kind of my baby song right now.
I like
Still,
it.
it's my newest one. I'm still
I
working
get
on it a
you.
little bit.
I get you. That's the hardest part is continuing writing. Because I've had all the CD releases and doing everything I'm doing, and now I'm like, man, I gotta sit down and just force myself to write. 'Cause that's the one thing you gotta keep on doing is writing and just taking notes and putting whatever your thoughts are on paper and just putting the song. Just because I'll blink and be 2 months and I haven't even tried to write a song because I've been so busy. So it's
Right.
like I have to force myself to make sure. 'Cause that's the most important thing for us as songwriters is getting that stuff out, you know.
Yeah, and throwing away all the stupid ones.
Yeah. Well, you know how I mean, you'll write 100 songs and get
Yeah.
one good one for an album. I know how that is. All right, this next one's the title track of the album. Actually, the album's called "Stand Your Ground," and the whole point of the album in general that I decided to do this. I work heavily with veterans organizations, the Lone Survivor Foundation in particular down in Houston. You ever see the movie or the book with Marcus Luttrell, Lone Survivor? It's about well, Marcus went through. He was the lone survivor of his team. They got ambushed in Afghanistan, and 19 SEALs and Chiefs were killed. 2005. And so, but he did the book. He wrote his book that Mark Wahlberg played in the movie. So he got a big payday out of it and used that to give back and start foundations. He does things like Patriot Tour. He does a whole bunch of stuff, but he's really putting the money to good use to give back to his community, his veteran community. And so I found the foundation not too long, maybe 3 years ago. And they really helped me and my family in a big way, kind of transition out of the military. Because, I mean, I left the Army in 2008, but I didn't leave the military mindset until maybe 3 years ago. In my mind, I'm just
there.
ramping up. I'm just finding ways to get back overseas, anything I can do. And that's the toughest part of leaving the military is leaving it behind and understanding that that's a part of your life and take the things you got from it with you, but learn to be a civilian and find what you can do to give yourself purpose as a civilian. So that's definitely the hardest part, and they really helped me do that. So all the proceeds of my album are going back to the foundation too, just because I've got a real firm belief. I'm a true believer in what they do and seen them, I mean, help me and my family, and I've seen them like straight up save some lives of guys who were in a real bad way. So that's why when I did my album, they kind of helped me on this path to where I could realize I could still serve my community with music, which is the whole thing is I needed to live a life of purpose, and I didn't see a way to do that without going overseas. And now I'm finding other ways to give back, and music is the biggest one. I think that's just the best thing I can do with my music is give back to my community. So that's what the album is, and this song is the title track, Stand Your Ground. It's basically about finding ways after the military and after you get out and through depression and anxiety and PTSD and TBI and what have you to keep up the fight even though you're still here and you're going through a lot of bad stuff, you know, standing your ground and keeping up the fight and fighting to live a good life and try to heal as much as you can. And so I kind of wrote this for a few of my buddies that were going through some rough times. He's been breaking bottles on the edge of an empty, worn-out town. Holes in the soles of the boots of a man that don't want to be found. It's not like you plan on the end being on this damn dirty floor, but it's tough when an uphill battle meets you at the front door. Take one breath and just make it through the night. Take one step and you're halfway through the fight. Don't be afraid to be the one who makes a sound, 'cause you're not broken if you refuse to stay down. So stand your ground. jokes and the smiles of the past, 'cause sometimes they help. But they always take you back to the place in your mind where they burn like hell. A sturdy reputation is a curse when people look to you to be their right. It's easier to push it down, so they always see you walking the walk. Yeah. Take one breath and just make it through the night. Take one step and you're halfway through the fight. Don't be afraid to be the one who makes a sound, 'cause you're not broken if you refuse to stay down. So stand your ground. It's not easy to see this through, but if you can, they'll follow you. Take one breath and just make it through the night. Take one step and you're halfway through the fight. Don't be afraid to be the one who makes the sound, 'cause you're not broken if you refuse to stay down. So stand your ground. Stand your ground.
That's a good song, man.
Thank you.
I could have hit that high note better than you, though.
What's that?
I could have hit that high note better than you.
Oh yeah. I always wonder about that one. Every time I hit it, I was like, I don't know, should I hit it, should I not? But
No,
and
you
when I'm
should-
hitting the high note, then I'm like, it's right there, I'll just do it.
no, if you can do it. That's one thing I wished I could sing a whole lot better.
I do quite a bit of falsettos, and I change them up on the album, but all the falsettos that I learned to do was from listening to Sean McConnell. All his live shows, he falsettos all over the place, and it's just incredible. So basically mimicking him in some of his songs is how I learned to do that better. So I can thank him for a lot of stuff.
He's a good inspiration, that's for sure.
Yeah.
This song is, I guess, a concept song. It's strained from, really, I guess, if you want to go back to it, it's you remember the Verve Pipe, the band, the Verve Pipe? You remember the song Freshman?
Yeah.
Man, that was back whenever I was too young to really afford the CDs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would literally, me and my buddy, we loved that song. Like, we would go camping, we'd have our little radio with us, and I'd bring my guitar, and I'd have to wait for that song to come on the radio to learn how to play it. You know, I was just starting off playing guitar. We couldn't go to YouTube and hit rewind and stuff like that. So I used that idea of how much music meant to me, and just threw it at somebody else, and took a perspective through somebody that I made up, I guess. It's about a girl in Texas. So this is called Play On.
She was 20 and alone, 100 miles from home, and done just enough to get by. And a diner off on 59, music blasting from the other side of the road, made its way inside. Oh, when the clock struck 10, the night began, glasses raised and then filled again, and so it all over you and being free. And the backbeat of that old kick drum, the fiddle played, the guitar strumming somehow made her feel at ease. Oh, so she danced and she sang, and two step to the beat, She's a bullet from a gun, a heartbreak on the run, a rebel child running wild and free. But the music makes her level out, and the only thing she cares about is the sound of the music flowing through her veins. And as I watched her sweet addiction, I felt the same. And she danced and she sang, and two-step to the beat, like a child in the meadow, putting flowers in her hair, with her boots on the floor. She's only wanting more, singing, play on, singing, play on, oh, singing, play on, oh, singing, play on, oh.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Like I said, a lot of these haven't been recorded yet, but whenever you do, I'll buy that.
Thank you, man.
It's really cool. Alright, a little weird with it here. So this was this is the last song on the album. It was actually, I went in with Dave, we did all our pre-production, and I'd always been messing around with this. I grew up, I played a lot of blues and bluegrass, and I was messing around with In My Time of Dying, actually the version that Sean McConnell plays, and then Ain't No Grave, and just kind of messing around. And I came out with a little lick I was working on, and I just kind of did a rough copy of it, sent it to Dave. He's like, I gotta put that on the album. I'm like, all right, I'll finish writing it then. We went into it, so it's got some real good little electric dobro on it, but so this one is it's called Just Getting Started, and I'm pretty fascinated with history and religions and kind of learning about things, and I mean that's what I'm in my grad for is Russian, just because that interests me. And I served a lot of guys of different faiths and different things they believed in. Especially we were always fascinated where we were going to go if we were killed, and that was always something that fascinated me. And common in my field, everyone thought they were going to go to Valhalla and be Vikings and stuff. so it was kind of a joke with us. We're kind of realists. A few of us, yeah, they're a little nuts. They actually thought they were going to do that, but I mean, they shaved their head, grew out the big Viking beards. They wanted to go to Valhalla. So I was like, all right. So this is kind of about that exactly. It's kind of my one more gunslinger-ish songs. I don't write many of those about going to battle, killing a bunch of bad guys, getting killed, then going down to Valhalla and killing a bunch more bad guys.
There we go.
Take me down to the lake of fire and I'll wait on him from the edge. 'Cause I got one more bullet I've been saving to make sure the devil pays his debt. Keep your pennies, you can keep your compass, I'll make it do his door just fine. There'll be plenty of familiar faces, steer me straight with vengeance on their minds. Vengeance on their minds! Take their swings, they can take their shots, but to see it in their eyes. The only thing worse than a life in hell is the thought of me killing them twice. Thought of me killing them twice. Get to the end, he'll greet me with a smile and ask me just one last time. Why live a lifetime in war, just spend the afterlife looking for a fire. When I lay him down, my bullet, I'll make sure they all hear what I said. It's in my blood and I'm just getting started. Just getting started. A little different? Yeah. Man. Yeah, it's good. I got a fiddle player who plays with me and does that. Really cool into it.
Where, you mentioned the guy, his name's Wes, you said?
Yeah, Wes.
Is he from around the...
College Station, where he lives. He's outstanding. He's good. He was actually the first guy I played with, first fiddle player I played with when I did a festival and played at Firehouse back in the day. Actually, Blood in the Water pretty much made the album that I wanted to put it on because of a fiddle lick he wrote to it on the fly at that show.
That's pretty
Because
cool.
he just kind of filled in and just played by ear, and I really liked the lick he did, and that's how Blood in the Water made it on there, because I wanted that lick on there.
Yeah, man, I love fiddle, man. God, I love fiddle.
All right, so that's the end of the live original unplugged music. Again, this is Songbirds and Troubadours number 9. I am your host, Boston Chris, and this comes out every single Wednesday. Usually it gets out around 5 a.m. unless I'm late, and sometimes that does happen because we have a quick turnaround on this show. We film it on Sunday nights, and it's out Wednesday morning. So typically Monday and Tuesday is a pretty busy day for me. But it's a challenge. It's a fun challenge, and I'm really excited about this show. I can't believe we've done 9 of these already, but first, I want to thank both of you guys for taking the time on a Sunday night to come, many hours to come visit with us and play some music.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Thank you.
And so, guys, they both have brand new records that we want to talk about a little bit, and we're going to talk about social media and where folks can follow along with the journey. But with Nick Sterling, this is his brand new album. It's called Stand Your Ground. This is a full-length record as well. Well, I guess it's an EP. 7 songs would be considered an EP.
Right now, yeah.
But it's got 7 songs on it. This is 2018, just came out. And he's got a single in the works as well, just hit radio as well, called Blood in the Water, which y'all heard a little bit earlier in the night. So tell people a little bit about the record and where folks can follow along with your journey on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, the record just came out on February 23rd. All proceeds of that, whether you buy a hard copy through my website, iTunes, Amazon, you can get it anywhere. All proceeds are going to the Lone Survivor Foundation. Organization's very near and dear to my heart. And so you can get that anywhere. My website, www.nicksterlingmusic.com, Facebook, Instagram, Nick Sterling Music, Twitter, and Sterling Music, and pretty much anywhere you can find music, you'll find that now.
And is all your social media linked on your webpage as well?
Yep, on
It's
my
nicksterlingmusic.com?
Yeah, nicksterlingmusic.com, Spotify as well. There is another Nick Sterling,
That guy's he's no good. Don't worry about him.
Kid from Arizona, has been doing it for about 10 years, so sometimes you scroll far enough down to mine, he comes up. And he's about 20 years old, long blonde hair, not me.
He's no good.
Venues have been putting his picture up, so it gets confused, but yeah. So I got short hair, he's got long blonde
And I'm
hair.
going to spell that out for everybody. It's Nick, N-I-C-K, Sterling, S-T-E-R-L-I-N-G, music.com. If you don't know how to spell music, Google it. You never know, right? But Justin Merritt, same question. The album is called All in Due Time, which you heard the title track to that earlier. I really enjoyed that song, by the way. Really enjoyed all the music. But tell us a little bit about the record again and where folks can follow along with your stuff.
I was recording in Nacogdoches, Texas, at Encore Music. we spent quite a few dollars and time on it, but I think it was released in May of last year. You can buy it, I guess, on Amazon still, and iTunes mainly is what people use now. But you follow us on Facebook. I'm pretty much solo right now. I'm fixing to start playing with another band by the name of After Hours and doing acoustic stuff.
Okay, very cool.
Because my bass player, he went on the road with Cody Wayne, and so I'm just do acoustic stuff for a little bit. But anyways, that's it in a nutshell.
So it's Justin Merritt Band on Facebook
Right.
for you, and do you have a webpage as well?
We do.
You don't even keep it up or anything. So Facebook is the place to go for you.
Facebook, yeah.
And is there a place for folks to get physical copies of this?
Really, I don't.
Message you.
I really don't know. Yeah, message me on Facebook.
Or,
I'll send you one.
Again, it's available at digital media outlets as well,
Yeah.
everywhere. And, we talk about how important the songwriter is to the music industry, especially nowadays when the organic value of music is changing, unfortunately, and they alluded to that a little bit earlier. But again, it is so important for you folks out there that enjoy original music to support these guys in any way you can, even if it's just a click on the like button on Facebook, or listening to their music, even on YouTube or Spotify. Even that might be free for you, but it actually helps these guys out quite a bit. Just to know that their music is being heard out there, because honestly, the original music is what matters to these guys the most. Now, most of these guys still play cover music. I mean, because a lot of venues need to have cover music, but it'll always be that original music that matters the most to these guys. It's like their children. And that's why this show is so important to us, because we are a huge fan of the songwriter. So once again, it's nicksterlingmusic.com for Nick. And with Justin, I'm going to send everybody over to Facebook, and we're going to we'll link that in the description down below. So wherever you're watching or listening, that's where you can find that information down there. If you're a venue out there that wants to book these guys, that is definitely the best place to go to do that. And I'm sure you guys will travel anywhere for a gig if they're going to pay you, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So even like Saskatchewan or Saskatoon or wherever, Saskatchewan, even in Saskatchewan, they will come. Is there a Saskatoon? I almost made it through the show without creating a word. Damn it. So once again, just make sure you're supporting the artist, and like I said earlier, it's just as simple as hitting the like button or the follow button wherever these guys are located. And if you're watching the ETX ROCKS Show for the first time, we definitely thank you guys for doing that. And you can follow along with everything we do on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're located at ETX ROCKS. This is Songbirds and Troubadours. This comes out every single Wednesday. And next week on Songbirds and Troubadours number 10, we're going to have Sean Berry and Jason Crabtree. Really looking forward to that. Sean is from the Gladewater area. I think Jason is as well. And if you're a country music fan out there, Sean Berry is actually John Berry's son. So John Berry, who was a huge country star in the 90s, Sean is his son. They'll be here next week. Again, with all original music live and unplugged, only here on Songbirds and Troubadours, where the songwriter is the most important feature of the show. We always want to thank you guys out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles, even songwriters. And don't ever forget,
ETX Rocks.
Howdy, folks. This is Aaron Watson.
This is Bree Bagwell.
This is Jake.
And this is Walter from Rocky Queen.
This is Curtis Grimes.
Monty Pittman.
This is Doug Supernon.
I'm Heather Little.
This is Rob Redwine.
Ho! Hey folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hey guys, I'm Katie Lynn, and make sure to tune in to ETX Rocks with
Boston Chris.
Hello, y'all. This is Ronnie Millsap, and thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Tough guy. Ho!
Hey guys, we're Black Top Mojo, and thank you for tuning in to ETX Rocks.